I'm Detective Pena. Well, I'm Detective Fatima Inez Pena. I'm an officer. I've been an investigator for 2 years, and in complete, it would be 7 years in law enforcement. I'm a first generation born in America, and I come from two parents that immigrated to the United States. First language was Spanish. I grew up in a community that was mostly Hispanic, and growing up in a community as such, you face a lot of battles. One being the language barrier, and I had to be their voice. Growing up, I was a translator. I translated for kids, adults, you name it, I did it. Translated at school when it came to injuries at the nurse's office, or translated when parents went to jail, and even when people went to the hospital. That was exactly what I did. And growing up, I also saw the fear in the Spanish community when it came to law enforcement. I wanted to be that difference. I wanted to be that change. And that's exactly what drew me into law enforcement, is I wanted to be their voice. Law enforcement was not my first pick at all. I genuinely did not actually like cops growing up because of this stereotype. Because growing up, I did hear that cops were racist. I did hear that, cops were constantly on your back trying to pull you over for whatever. And the Hispanic community wanted to essentially be invisible. They didn't want to have any interaction with cops, good or bad. They didn't want anything at all. Whether it was traffic stops, my brother would get pulled over, and instantly I could just feel the mood change in a car. That was normal for us. I just knew that it changed in a vehicle as soon as the lights came on. And so I would see that with everybody. It wasn't just me growing up. It was everybody as soon as they got pulled over or an officer came into a store. It was instantly that fear that they had to go out. Law enforcement should be someone you can call when you need help and when you want and need somebody there. I'm not somebody that you should only contact when somebody broke into your house or somebody's died. Like, you should be able to have a relationship with your local law enforcement. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna say that every cop's great. There are officers that, have made some mistakes in the past. And unfortunately, we all pay for those actions of the few. But there's also good cops out here, and if that means going the extra mile, then we'll do so, because we want our communities, and I want my community to know that I'm here for them. The end goal would be to go to TBI, which is Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. Now, in order to get there, they require a higher education than I have and have obtained. So I have my associates in criminal justice with Roane State, and I'm currently getting my bachelor's degree from Bethel University. After becoming an officer, I learned about investigations. I learned about finding evidence and forensics, and before I knew it, I wanted to have my hand in it. I wanted to not just be an officer. I wanted to do so much more than that. And when the opportunity came up for the position of detective, I took it. As investigations came and I got the position, I'll never forget that I was at a crime scene and there was a bunch of TBI agents there. And they were all telling me that I should go into TBI. Of course, the conversation came up about school, and I have an associate's in criminal justice. The idea of TBI didn't seem so far-fetched. The idea of TBI seemed like I could obtain it. I could get the impossible. So I started talking to people, started asking about how to obtain a bachelor's degree while also being a full-time detective. And then I started going to Bethel. I'm currently about 3 classes away from obtaining a bachelor's degree so that I can go on to be a TBI special agent. It's not all about the evidence gathering. It's not all about the forensics. It's not about the DNA. It's about making a change, and essentially that's my end goal, is to make a change, a permanent change. And with that change came the passion to want to do and specialize in recovery. Not just any recovery, but human trafficking. And being able to recover kids, adults, and being able to take them home. My mom is adorable, love her. She is 5'4". I am the only one in my family that was actually born in the United States. My mom made the ultimate sacrifice to come to this country after there was a lot of gang violence in Salvador. During that time period, she's told me multiple times that she was running from death, and that's exactly what she was running into. During that time, women were being raped and sold, and so for her, she knew that was her way out. So she sought the American dream, and she came here. There's actually a picture of her that I have at home where it looks like she's a supermodel. She's just sitting there, and she just looks like she's literally thriving, and I'm like, Mom, you got that American glow. My father came to the United States before my mom. He actually left before. Growing up at the age of 11, my father abandoned our family. So I got to experience what it's like to have that loss of somebody that's gone but not really gone. And I saw my mom having to struggle with making payments. I mean, she struggled financially. And I got to watch my 5'4" mom work Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, she would get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to make tamales. And she would go to the soccer fields and sell them. Growing up without a father and having that person to depend on, I realized that in order to achieve great, you must be great. That's exactly why when I got into this profession, I wanted to be the best. I wanted to do whatever it took to achieve greatness, because she deserves that. She deserves a win. And human trafficking is a very hard topic for a lot of people to discuss. Growing up, I did hear a lot, especially from my mom, who was speaking to her family in Salvador. And at one period, the gangs were so bad that it was every other day you were hearing about people being kidnapped. And they kept things hush-hush because they didn't want to discuss it, but I did hear often about kids being kidnapped and the possibility that, they don't know if they would find them alive. That is something that we would see and hear about in the news. And for me, human trafficking is, again, it's a topic that it hits hard, because I know that somewhere in the world there's a kid that isn't home, that was ripped away from his mother and his father and everything that they ever knew, and now they're with a stranger not knowing if they'll be here tomorrow. And for me, I can make that connection of hearing that growing up and knowing that I got to have all that. I wasn't rich. I mean, my family wasn't rich, but at least I knew after school I was coming home, and a lot of kids didn't have that. What goes into human trafficking and recovering kids is insane, and you need a lot of resources, and at times that's not accessible. You don't have those kinds of things. So I want to make that difference. That's why I want to join that specific department, because I know that if I can recover a child or an adult, it doesn't matter. It's just knowing that I get to make that difference in somebody's life. My hope is for the future, we will all be able to build relationships with each other. I don't know where the future is going to take me per se, as in law enforcement. The dream is to go to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. And the reality is I want to fix what's broken. We know that there's a divide between law enforcement and communities everywhere. And we're willing to put in that work. We're just asking for you to work with us. In order to really change what we're seeing right now, then we're going to have to get past the differences and have those conversations in real life. in order to understand, are we really that different? Or is it that we're not talking?